Can I get a business bank account for my new Hong Kong company? Which bank should I even go with? A traditional one or the FinTech? How will they actually work for my global business? And the biggest questions of all, can I rely 100% on the FinTech for my business? In this videos, I'm going to give you a clear answer to all these questions. We are going to compare traditional banks and FinTech for the Hong Kong Offshore Company, so you have a clear strategy by the end. Hi, I'm Raymond, a licensed accountant and tax advisor here in Hong Kong. My team and I specialize in helping global entrepreneurs and digital nomads set up and maintain their Hong Kong company offshore. The topic of the banking is always one of the top questions can ask. We are going to settle this debate by putting traditional banks and fintechs head to head across these 5 criteria rounds. Let's dive in. First, who do these institutions actually serve? Good news, both options, your nationality or where you live, generally isn't a limitation. So it's perfectly fine if you're a non-Hong Kong resident living abroad. The key difference is in the type of business that they prefer. Traditional banks like HSBC and DBS are generally looking for established business. Plus, they often want to see a clear business connections to Hong Kong or mainland China. For example, they may want to see if you have the suppliers in China or office in Hong Kong. FinTech, on the other hand, they are far more welcoming to the diverse range of business model. Either it is new or established business. For example, SaaS, marketing agency, digital products, e-commerce store, etc. They are also open to entrepreneurs from most of the countries around the world. Next, onboarding timeline and the difficulties. With the traditional banks, you need to be patient. The process can easily take several weeks and often a few months. It involves a lot of paperwork to prove your business plan, and plus, in most cases, the main shareholders and the directors are required to have a physical in-person meeting at their Hong Kong branch. Not many people like that, right? With the FinTech like Wise, Aspire, or Airwallex, the entire game is speed. The applications is 100% online, the documents requirements are clear and simple, and you typically get your accounts approved and running within just a few days. Since every situation is different, if you want to talk through your specific case and get it right the first time, feel free to book a one-on-one call with me. I charge a small fee for this call, mainly so you can be confident you are getting my straightforward, qualified advice without any sales pitch. As always, the link for that is down in the descriptions. What will they actually cost you? Traditional banks often have the complex fee structure. You can expect an account opening fees, a high initial deposit requirements, and monthly maintenance fee if your balance drop below the certain level. The offshore exchange rate for sending money internationally also tend to be less competitive because they only offer the international transfer method. FinTech, on the other hand, most have no opening fees, no minimum deposit, and no monthly fees. Their business model is based on the charging small, transparent fees for transactions and offering much better foreign exchange rate. Over the long run, this can save you a lot of money, especially when your business involves a lot of cross-border transactions. That I'm going to talk about in the next point. When it comes to basic account functions, especially for the remote business, there honestly isn't a huge difference between the traditional banks and the FinTech company. But when we talk about handling the cross-border transactions, FinTech is a complete game changer. I'm talking specifically about their global account features. This is their key advantages. When you open an account with a FinTech company, for example, Airwallex, you can easily get local bank account details in multi-countries, all under your company's name. This means you get a European IBAN to receive CBER payments, a US ACH vaulting number to receive local US payments, and local accounts for the UK, Australia, Germany, and more. For your customer, this means they are paying you locally, which is faster, cheaper, easier for them as well. These same benefits also apply to your outgoing cross-border payments. Compared to the traditional wire transfer that the traditional banks only offer, FinTechs allow you to settle most currency using local method. Again, this is cheaper, faster, and provide much better certainty. If you have ever used an account with Wise or Revolut, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Finally, let's talk about the security level. My conclusion, when it comes to safety, they are essentially the same. There is a common misconception that keeping money in traditional banks is much more secure than putting money into the fintech company, mainly because of the government's deposit protection scheme only mention the coverage of the traditional banks. Yes, the scheme is true, and indeed, it also covers your money kept in fintech. Let me break it down. Your money in the fintechs is kept completely separate from their own operational fund. For example, companies like Airwallex, HSBC, or Wise can't never actually touch your money. That's because it housed securely with their traditional banking partners like traditional banks DBS, Standard Chartered, or Morgan Stanley here in Hong Kong. So you can think of these fintech companies as a technology platform that helps you manage your fund, while your actual money stays safe and sounds within the traditional financial system in Hong Kong that you can trust. So after these 5 rounds, the winner in this battle is clear, the fintech. Their speed, low cost, and accessibility they offer are exactly what you need to get your business launched, especially if you have new and remote business as a non-Hong Kong resident. I have hundreds of clients running 6-7 figures e-commerce store, consulting firms, and SaaS companies who only use fintech accounts for their day-to-day operations, for receiving clients' payments, paying suppliers, integrating with Stripe, PayPal, and managing multi-currency. Fintech is not just enough, it's actually better. The best strategy is to start with the fintech to get your business moving fast. Then, only if your business model truly requires it, you can add a traditional bank's account later, once you have an established track record. I hope this direct comparisons has given you a clarity you need to make the right choice. The next logical step is to understand the company's setup process itself. I recommend you to watch my videos on the step-by-step guide to incorporating in Hong Kong next. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.